All right, my name is Trooper Seth Little. I am the Troop C senior diver. Doesn't mean I'm the oldest diver in Troop C. However, I just had my first grandchild. Along with my wife over there, right? Honey, it's great. And so I am the oldest diver in Troop C. But all that to say, I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the crew here. We got coming up the stairs our fearless leader, Trooper in your case. Tech Sergeant. I'm not demoting you. All right, and then he's just happy to be here. You can tell by his smile, Trooper Mike Hennessy. And we got the Big E from Troop D, Trooper Greg Ebro. He is the Troop D senior diver. Now, before we begin, if any of you guys, young fellas, young ladies, whatever, if you want to come up here, take a seat on the grass in front of the tank, get a little bit closer, you can see the divers, what they're doing. Jump over the ropes, crawl under them, just don't get choked by them. All right? So, while this is all going on, I'm going to give you a little history of the New York State Police Dive Team. The New York State Police Dive Team logged its first dive in 1932. That makes us the oldest public safety dive team. We are also the largest public safety dive team, and that is your New York State Police Underwater Recovery Team.
Yay!
Right? Okay, in 1943, there was a smart fella by the name of Jacques Cousteau. He invented scuba, all right? So instead of wearing the heavy helmet, the heavy shoes, the heavy belt, the canvas gear, well over 100 pounds of weight, we wore scuba instead, and scuba is an acronym. It stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus, and it took the well over 100 pounds of weight and condensed it down to about 40. So in 1957, the New York State Police Dive Team decided to adopt scuba as its preferred method of dive. Okay, in 1958, we sent representatives from our dive school to the Navy Dive School in New Jersey because we wanted to learn from the best this new to us technology. We brought what we learned, we brought it back to Albany. We now have our own 10-week novice dive school in Albany. If you are fortunate enough to make it through the tryouts, which most do not, all right, you still have to go through the school. And this last school, we had 30 that started and only 15 actually graduated. So to get where these fellas are up here, you have to go through a lot. Mental fortitude, strength, conditioning, all the above. So let's give them a hand. Now, are you guys ready to get into the water?
Yeah, I think we're ready, but we're gonna need a countdown.
You're gonna need a countdown. Okay, all right. Well, the first thing that you need to know about dive is before you go into the water, you need a dive buddy. Equipment can fail, okay? But you need somebody there with you in case something happens. We are going to give him a countdown though. So, when I say go, we're gonna start from 3 and go down, okay? I'm trying to bring some energy to you. Bring it on back. Bring it on back, okay? Give me some energy. So, go.
3, 2, 1.
Wait,
What?
I didn't hear you counting.
Oh, I was trying to let them bring the energy. You need both, though.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
everybody.
all right. So I will bolster your counting. Are we ready? Are we ready? Do
Yeah!
you know that you have the largest and the oldest public safety dive team in the United States working for you? All right, here we go. Go! 3, 2, 1. All right, there we go. Now, the first thing that you will notice is as they enter the water, they are not rising real quick to the top. They are not sinking down furiously fast. They are what is called neutrally buoyant. They are static. And even though they make it look easy, this is not easy. This is the sign of an advanced diver, one who does not struggle as he is moving through the water. Now, some of the equipment that they have a mask on their face. That mask provides air between their eyeball and the lens, and if they are in water like this, they can see clearly. They have a regulator. That regulator is providing oxygen, well, it's providing air, sorry, to their mouth. That air is coming out of a tank. The tank has 3,000 pounds of compressed air. It comes out at high pressure. There is a first stage attached, which makes it intermediate pressure. Turns it to 145 pounds, which then sends it on down the line to the regulator and provides air on demand to the scuba diver. Now, there's flaps that are in the back there that the tank is attached to. You will see those flaps, the black ones, they are actually bladders, okay? Those will hold air, or you can release air. That will cause the diver to either rise or sink, okay? That is a buoyancy control device. Now there is a fun fact about masks. Masks, when you are underwater, because of the air between your eye and the lens, there's a little space there, you actually see things underwater 33% larger and 25% closer, okay? So, if you ever have a friend who came back from a scuba diving trip or somewhere like that, and they say, you know, there was barracuda around us everywhere, and they were this big, more like that big, but it's still a good story, all right? Sergeant Kaysen here is a fairly large and in charge man, all right? So if he was to give a little gun show there to Trooper Hennessy, might be a little intimidating with 33% larger muscles, but Trooper Hennessy, we're troopers. We do not get intimidated. What do? We take care of business, that's right. So, take care of business. Now, we're using this just to demonstrate, not that we know underwater judo skills, but things can happen underwater. Equipment can come off of your person, just like a mask did, okay? Now, usually it's not by another person grabbing it, pulling it off, but it can come off. We do not panic. Panic is what hurts divers, okay? What we do is we just reapply the mask. The mask goes on, just like if you were at the surface, you create a seal. And then all of a sudden you just break the seal just a little bit at the bottom, okay? You'll break it a little bit between the lip and the bottom of the seal, then you will blow air out of your nose. That air, you will actually see bubbles go up into the mask, and it will push the water out. It displaces the water, so they will have a free and clear mask once again. Now, there are other things that can happen under the water. We're not usually in water like this. The water that we're in is quite dirty, okay? We're in the Hudson River, we're in the Susquehanna River, we're in cow ponds. It's more like this. This is the color of the water that we're swimming in. And so our gear can get caught on stuff. It can get caught on rebar. It can get caught on branches. Anything that's under there. So Sergeant Case is going to show you what we do. We do not panic. We can just take our gear off. As long as we have air in our mouth, we are good. We are safe, okay? And so he takes his gear off. He inspects it. If he can figure out what to do while he's down there, he will fix it. If he can't, he will take a breath from his regulator. And then he will surface, blowing air out of his mouth the whole way up, so as not to hurt himself. Now when he gets up on top, all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I think I can fix that. So he will surface dive back down to his gear, and he will first grab a hold of his gear because that is where the weight is. Once he grabs hold of his gear, he will put the regulator in his mouth, gives him air, there's no reason to panic, and then he will just calmly put his gear back on. This is called the ditch and dawn, okay? So he makes that look easy, and he can surface dive if we're at 15 feet or so, okay? But what if we're deeper? The New York State Police dive team is certified to dive 5 atmospheres. You might ask me, what is 5 atmospheres?
What is?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. All right, 5 atmospheres is actually 132 feet. So, 132 feet, just to give you reference. This tower here is 60 feet tall. So, add another tower on top of that, and then 12 feet. Last I knew, that is 132. It's deep, all right? Yes, Sarge. Right, deep, yes. Tower, 12. Yep. No, we go down there, and we do not panic if things go wrong, right? We maintain control. But things do go wrong at that depth, all right? Down at that pressure, things can happen. Regulators can free flow, or people might be breathing in more air than they should. So we're gonna have Trooper Hennessy simulate here, hey, I'm out of air, I need help. His dive buddy is right there. So his dive buddy comes over, his dive buddy grabs the regulator out of his mouth, and he puts it in his buddy's mouth, okay? Grabs a hold of his gear so he doesn't lose where his buddy is. The reason that he maintains control of the regulator is because he is the one that has air. He's less nervous, okay? You want the person who is in more control to have more control of the air. And then they will get where they're okay, and he's all right, and they will signal, let's go to the surface, and then they will go 132 feet all the way to the top, all right, at a nice, safe pace as not to hurt themselves. Now there are other reasons that we might take our gear off besides things going wrong, all right? And the reason we might do that is because we want to become small. And what I mean by that is in 2018 there was a soccer team. This soccer team was over in Thailand. They were called the Wild Boars. Maybe you know the story, to recall the story, but they didn't have a soccer game, so the coach said, hey, let's go cave exploring. They went cave exploring. It started raining torrentially out there, like it does sometimes, and then all of a sudden the mouth of the cave started filling up with water. They had to go back, okay? Where they went back to started filling up with water. They had to move farther back. Altogether, that soccer team moved back 2.5 miles in this cave system, okay? Complete and utter darkness. I don't know if you've ever been in it, but you can actually feel it, okay? So, anyhow, are you girls okay? All right. So, complete and utter darkness. But divers from around the world came together, okay? We had Australian cave divers, we had tech divers, we had our own Navy SEALs. And what they did in order to get back to where these kids were is they got small. So they took their pack off and they put it in front of them. They had to fit into some of these cracks and crevices where these small kids and small coaches got through. And so that is what Trooper Hennessy is showing you here right now. And the fact is that each one of those kids, each one of the coaches was saved. There was a diver that lost his life during that operation. But that is the situation that we put ourselves into every time you go under the water. It is inherently dangerous. It is not natural to breathe underwater. So you need to be prepared and you need to be trained. So let's give them a hand. All right, this next part, a little fun. Now, you'll see the gray hair on my head. I mentioned I'm a grandfather now. So when I grew up, we didn't have cable TV. What we had was 2 dials, UHF and VHF. And my dad had a remote control. It was hitting me in the back of the head and saying, hey, go change the channel on the TV. All right, so I would. And the show that I loved to watch, though, was Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest had an underwater scooter. And that's what this is. This is a DPV, a diver propulsion vehicle. So he is going to get this diver propulsion vehicle, Trooper Hennessy, and it's got a battery, it's got a motor, and it's got a prop. And it is bringing him around this, and he just jumped the shark. But anyhow, he's going around, it's bringing him nice and easy. So we need to make this a little bit more exciting here, Mike. I know it feels like you're going fast, but we need you to go through that tunnel right there with the DPV. I think you can do it. Kids, do you want to see him do it? Yeah. Do it for the kids. Can you do it for the kids? All right. Here we go. Don't chop your face off with the propellers. Here he goes. Making it through. And he made it barely. Good job. Mike, daredevil. All right.
Hey, Seth.
Yes, sir.
That was pretty easy.
It wasn't really. It's not.
He made it look easy.
Well, yeah, but it's not as easy as he made it look.
I think I want to try it.
Sarge, you're about 33% larger than he is.
It just looks that way underwater.
You're not underwater and it looks that way.
I still think I can fit.
Sarge, I've seen you try
No,
and
I
fit.
got this. Don't question me.
I've seen you try and fit in skinny jeans. It just doesn't work.
You'll never see me.
All right.
I've got this.
So Sarge is going to try. Now, our Sarge, he is large, he is in charge, he is actually the division dive officer. And he is an expert in all things aquatic and scuba. So if anybody could do it with his size, it would be him. Let's see here. All right. I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, no. I'm thinking, no. Sarge, this might be a little too dangerous. Yeah, no. It's very embarrassing. Sarge, that's not a good idea. No, it's no bueno. But you have an idea? All right, he's going to try one more thing. I don't know what it will be to get him that small, but we'll see here. Oh, come on. That's cheating. All right, let's give him a hand. He did a good job. All right, so now on to the next course of business. Yes, Sarge. Right, we already gave you, all right, let's give him more applause. All right, very nice, very nice. Oh, you want some food? Okay. Hey, Greg, you got any food for the Sarge? He's hungry, needs a little potassium. All right. All right, so, while he's working on that banana, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the bread and butter of the New York State Police dive team. Our motto is, if it is in there, we are going to find it, okay? And again, the water that we're in is usually not like that. It's like this. So we have foolproof methods of finding what we're looking for, whether it's a small item like a knife or large items. And one of the things that we use is a line search. That line up there has two heavy weights on either side. All right, he will pull that line tight. And in order to simulate low visibility, no visibility, in the school we used a taped off mask. That is what he has right there. And he will put that mask on, and then he will go back and forth on the line, and he will keep one hand on the line and one hand on the floor of the tank, making sure that he is touching everything, okay? We have an octopus. It is the symbol of our team. I don't know if you've ever seen an octopus move around on the floor of the ocean. Has anybody ever seen that? Okay? But it touches everything. Nothing gets out of its reach, okay? So the big thing is divers touch everything. We've recently learned governors should not. But divers, they touch everything.
Hey, Seth.
Yes, Sarge?
Not even an Italian governor?
No, not even if you're Italian. Okay, but anyhow, so he is going back and forth, and we're going to throw in a piece of evidence right there. Did we throw in the evidence? Okay, let me give you the hint again, Greg. We're going to throw in some evidence. Yes, very good. All right. So, don't worry, there's evidence in there. He's saying, I've touched everything. Come on. So, all right, keep going, Mike. You're going to find it if it's in there. So he's going back, he's going forth, and then what you're going to notice is he's moving the weight just a little bit. If he's looking for something small, he moves it a little. If he's looking for something larger, he's going to move it a little bit larger, okay? And so I think on this next pass, that tank and his reach, he is going to find what he is looking for. And let's see here. There it is. Let's give him a hand. Good job, Trooper Hennessy. All right. Now, I told you before that we came away from hard helmet diving. In recent years, we have gone back to hard helmet diving, okay? And the reason that we've gone back to hard helmet diving is for overhead environments, okay? So if there's something over top of our head, if we're going into a cave, if we're going into vehicles, if we're going into planes, if we're going into boats, we want a little extra protection for our head. And it also allows us to have a full, steady source of air. This is a surface air supply box right over here, and the air goes into this box, and it goes into the diver's helmet. So, Trooper Hennessy, you can go ahead and come out. All right, we're going to have the diver go ahead and go in there. And what you'll notice is that he doesn't have a buoyancy control device. What he has is a suit. This suit is airtight, okay? It allows him to put water in it, or not water, excuse me, it allows him to put air in it and also vent air out. That will allow him to rise or fall. So are you good, diver? Okay. So go ahead and enter the water when you're ready. All right. Let's see if he can make it to the bottom. You'll see the air is coming out of his shoulder. All right. He just made it to the bottom. Very good. Very good. All right. No, you're not done. You're not done. And I can tell you this is the last day of the fair, right? So we wanted to bring you a special today. All right, this is usually not part of our dive expo, but DJ DeRochi, are you ready? We have the best dancer here in the New York State Police. All right, and we're going to do a song for you, and I want you to join along. All right, let's see here. Who knows this song? Anybody? Come on. Turn that up a little bit there, DJ DeRochi. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Yes, I am. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. Best dancers in division right in that tent. Wake up in a city that never sleeps and find I'm number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York. We have the best posers in division here and dancers in the tank. If you want your pictures taken with these fellas, come on over, get your pictures taken. If you have any questions about dive, I would be more than happy to answer those questions. Other than that, it has been my pleasure to entertain you and inform you. K9s are going to be next. There's no way they could beat this one, is there? Come on. All right. Other than that, have a great last day at the fair. Thank you.